Susan, it's nice to see you today.
It's nice to see you too.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Was it hard for you to get off work today?
Oh, well, they worked with me, but I had to, I just had to find someone to cover the rest of my shift. You know how that goes.
Right. And how is Ariana doing?
She's good. She's at a friend's today.
Okay.
I'm just going to go pick her up after our meeting.
Okay.
And so I hope she's having a good time because,
Good.
she needs it.
That's definitely what she needs at the moment. So has there been any changes with her since we last met? Or is it still about the same?
I did. I went through what we talked about with her and just tried to prepare.
Oh, that's great.
What's going to be happening throughout the next few weeks, and just trying to help her understand that there's nothing wrong with her.
Exactly.
But that we're just trying to help her, and so she took to it, fairly well. She was, she wasn't as talkative because she just the whole subject of her daddy,
Right.
She don't really like to talk about it, but she's looking forward to the stuff that I told her that we might get to start participating in. If I don't have to work as much, she's going to be happy to see me more.
So as long as you're open with her and you keep these things out on the table for her to understand, that's the best thing you can do for her right now.
Yeah. It's not throw any surprises in on her because then she'll probably roll, or
Exactly.
she'll kind of go back into her shell. So
Right.
just at her pace. That's what we talked about, I know, in our last meeting. So.
Exactly. So last week we did talk about some of the problems she was having academic and socially, and how you were really concerned about her grades falling and her, like you said, going into a shell and not wanting to be as social as she used to, or associating with friends, or participating in the activities that she used to want to participate in.
Yeah.
And we also talked about maybe if there's some possibilities or opportunities for y'all to join activities or church clubs or maybe Sunday schools, like you mentioned, an interest in Sunday school together, or sports for her, after school care, or maybe just extra financial assistance so that you could cut some of your work hours back, so that maybe you could spend that time with her instead of at work.
Right. So I know that this is kind of the part where we laid the groundwork. I know in our last, but we just I know this time we're kind of getting everything up and ready to start. So
So is there anything that's confusing about that or scary for you that we need to talk about first?
With just a little bit that we have done, I don't want to overwhelm her with too much because I don't want to overwhelm her too much with extracurricular, even though she does need that, because the whole issue here is her academically. So probably more, even though her sports is her and her daddy's thing, but more in school, or a big portion of importance, on her schoolwork.
Right.
And then school clubs, and then of course I guess sports will come after school and on weekends and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, just making sure that her grades, because her daddy would want her grades to be up too.
So you want her grades first, and then after that, getting her back into social events. And, Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so for this meeting, I want to explore all of the contributing factors, like emotionally, physically, mentally, financially, that are hindering you two from connecting and from her proceeding and succeeding in school and with her friends.
Okay.
So we're just going to explore some of those topics. But before we begin, I want to remind you that anything you say will be kept confidential.
Right.
And I won't break that confidentiality unless you tell me it is okay, or unless you pose a harm to yourself or to your daughter or anyone else.
Right. Okay.
So
Thank
you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to be as free and as honest as you would like to be, as you feel comfortable with, and I hope that by the end of this you'll be completely trusting of me with your information and with your personal life, and so that we can have a good relationship, working relationship, so that I can help you the best that I can.
Okay.
Okay? And with that being said, I want to know where you would like to begin today. What's pressing on you the most at the moment?
Well, I guess it's just, I get so into the let's do something about it. I don't, like you said, take time to like just kind of take a load off like, because it's hard trying to be there for her whenever. I mean, it's so important being there for her because it's her daddy that she lost, and but it also him also being my husband. It's just been so hard. Like,
yes, I imagine it's hard on both of you. He was a very close member to both of you.
yes, so like for the past 6 months, it's just kind of been going, just like a whim. Like it's just that's all I can think about. But then there's the part where I want to find help too with assistance to get back on our feet, and so I guess just maybe starting with the small stuff, because that continues to build up to where we want to get, like, not completely back to, because it's kind of hard to
Okay.
it's hard to get back fully, but just I guess just to a spot where we know that he would be happy with us being, or him understanding that we'd be grieving, but I know he would want us to still be happy some way in life,
Yes.
or successful.
So what I'm understanding is you are still grieving, which is completely understanding and normal. If you weren't grieving, then I'd be even more concerned. But like you said, you do want to be at a point where he would be proud.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
as far as you've come so far, just being here and coming to these meetings and making the time for these meetings, I'm very sure he would be proud of that. Just because you are making that effort, you're doing a wonderful job with that.
Well, thank you.
So, let's talk about before your husband's death. What are the main things that y'all enjoyed doing together as a family before he died? Like, I know we mentioned that sports was a thing that Ariana shared with her dad.
Yes.
Are you interested in sports also, or was that just them two?
Yes. And I mean, I've always loved sports too. It just made my heart smile as his wife and her mother, seeing them enjoy that together. And now, I would always we were outside people. Like, that's what another thing that's killing me about having to work 2 jobs is being inside all the time.
Okay.
So just going to the park, or in the summertime so far she started playing t-ball, and she's gotten old enough. I mean, she's just 10, but into like coach pitch and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of like our weekends, and we would both have to, we'd both get off and have the weekends off.
Right.
And so now working weekends and him being gone and her just struggling, it's just.
So that's definitely something y'all would miss at this point.
Yeah.
And did y'all attend church or any religious organizations?
We did when he was alive, and now that I work, and like we said in our last meeting, that I try to take her when I'm off, and then like I said, if we catch a Wednesday night, we may do that.
Is that something you're passionate about, or is that just something that you feel could take up the time?
I'm not passionate about it. I really, and also in the summer times, like vacation Bible school, I really want that to be a big part. I want her to put the Lord first, and I know that, in all of this, He's going to pull us through this,
Of course.
And so I'm just ready to see the light at the end of the tunnel when we get all of this taken care of.
I can understand. Well, I can tell you now, it will be a process, but it will definitely be a process that I try to help you as much as possible, and I will guide you through it with as little pain and stress as possible.
Okay.
So, what are, besides the sports and the academics, what is something that Ariana would miss the most?
Like between the two?
Or before her dad's passing? Something that she enjoyed a lot before he passed that she's not able to have now?
Well, definitely, probably, like I said, just going out and playing ball with her daddy, practicing for ball. They've had several, like, daddy-daughter events at school, and it's just unbelievably hard for me to watch her, like, be upset.
So maybe now In the future, when you have more time, maybe y'all could have mommy-daughter days or shopping days, spa days.
That would be awesome, because I know we said about how we can actually take a day and you know, it may be needed for me to have time for myself, but I probably would rather her be there, you know, wait, if I'm off at evening, wait till she gets out of after school care to go to the park or go get her nails done, do something fun like that.
Just something new and different, and get out of the rut. Just get out of the rut. Okay? So, I know you said that Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings, you try to go to church with her if it's possible, if you're off work. What are other ways that you've tried reconnecting with Ariana?
Well, with the whole academic side of it, you know, when she comes in, and if she's not getting ready for bed when I get off work, I try to go over her homework that she's attempted herself, and you know, I hate that she has to go to school wondering if she did her homework right, because I could help her if I was there. But I know that her teacher that referred us, I know that she's a lot of help to her as well. But just trying to be there for her in everything, like I'm supposed to be.
So do you work every night or just some nights?
Most nights. Sometimes I'll have occasionally maybe a shift, or there's a thing where you can put your shift if you don't want to work, or if something comes up, and you can put it on the trade board, and if someone picks it up, you're off. They want your shift, and you don't have to work it, or you can trade. Like if you have a night shift, they have a day shift. If you want to trade, if they're up for that, that has to be approved by a manager. And if there's any time, I try to do that. And maybe now, I should be doing this for the past 6 months, doing that for Wednesday nights, so we could get to church on Wednesday nights.
But for some of the nights that you do work, are there any close friends, like trusted friends or close relatives that live nearby that might help with Ariana at nights, or she could go there after school, or?
Yeah, there has actually the friend's house that she's at now has been a little friend of hers since they started kindergarten together, and that's really friend-wise. We have like the T-ball mom and dads that she was friends with too, so I always know that they're, we're not super tight-knit with them, but I always know that if I absolutely came down to it where I just didn't have anybody, I could. And then my parents and my in-laws don't live far, so they could always, I just don't want to be totally reliant. I want to try to, I want it to be we're going to go see your grandparents kind of thing, not I just dump you off there all the time.
Oh no, would it be something that Ariana might enjoy? Maybe just once a week.
Yeah, I love to go to see my grandmother. I could always just, that would be and she could probably learn a whole lot. She could teach her how to sew or something.
Exactly. I know I can relate to that. I'm very close with my own grandmother. So, children, when they grow up around their grandparents, they really do learn more from them sometimes than their own parents. Because, they say with age comes wisdom. So, I believe that. And I also think that it could be helpful for Ariana to have another person to relate to, another person to connect with, maybe someone else to share stories about her dad growing up, just so he's not forgotten. If she feels like he's forgotten, then it may make her close off from everyone else.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. We definitely don't. But, it could also be a thing where you are able to have a few minutes to yourself, even if it's just going to go buy groceries or pay bills. She could spend that little bit of time with them.
Because she probably wouldn't want to go pay bills with me.
I don't know many 10-year-olds that do. So let's say for next week that we talk more about options for after-school care for Ariana, and then we also dive deeper into the financial financial assistance or government benefits that you might qualify for to help you, so that you're not working as much and you're home more with Ariana like you want to.
Yeah.
You'll be home during the days when y'all can actually go to the park and enjoy the park. So let's make that the goal for next week.
Okay.
And again, with your work, if you need to choose the time that's best for you to get off work, just let me know and we'll make that happen.
Alright.
I think we made a good bit of progress exploring the whole situation at this point.
I think so too. Yeah.
Do you have any questions about anything?
I guess I'll ask. You know, if is there a day that's best for you? Like, I don't want to like put y'all in a bind
No,
here.
I work for you. I'm your social worker, so whatever you need, we're gonna make this as easy as possible for you.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm. You know, if I can just call you whenever I'm able.
Yes.
That would be great.
Of course. That would be wonderful.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.